everybody. Welcome back to the Bison Workshop. I'm Bob. And today we're going to show how to make battery cables. That's not going to be a cable, it's too short, but that one can be a nice battery cable or starter cable or something like that. But a lot of times you get them where you have to cut them down and you need to replace them, and to save you some money, I'm going to show you how to put new ends on it that are just as good, if not better, and they'll work just fine. Now I have made these out of copper pipe. They're a little easier to work with, but they'll work fine, but I like to use steel. So basically I've got what was cut off of that transmission line on that S10 that I kept, the part that kept that part of it, because I bought that at the junkyard, so that was mine. So it's just looks to me like 5/16 tubing or 1/4 inch tubing or something like that. Not real sure what it is. Yeah, 5/16. 5/16 tubing, and I just cut 232 millimeters off of it. So it just so happens that this wire is the perfect size to fit inside the end of that. So the first thing I want to do after I get this cut is chamfer the inside of them. I'm just using a chamfering bit. Of course, I don't like to spin because it's got a rough spot on it. I could put it in the lathe and chamfer it, which is what I'm going to do. I'll be right back. So you only need to chamfer one side. That's the side the wire is going to go in. The other side doesn't matter because you're going to be grinding it down flat anyway. You'll see here in just a second. So the next step is to meet you over at the vise. Alright, so now the first thing we got to do is we're going to take half of it and we're going to put it in the vise. And you want to make sure it's nice and straight. And then we're just going to crank her down. Alright, do the same thing with the other one. Now it's a little rough looking because I got tread on my vise. If I'd used smooth jaws, that wouldn't have happened. So I'll just take and just pound it out a little bit until it feels like a nice solid hit. There's one. Alright, and there's two. So now the next thing we need to do is drill our holes. Alright, so now we're over here at the mill and we got to punch it. As you can see, we punched it, and that gives the bit a starting chance. I don't have a problem using that one. It's a little close to the edge, but it will still serve its purpose just fine. So now we're going to cut our wire to where we want it to be. Alright, so there's one. Alright, so then I made this thing that goes in the vise, and I probably should have put these the other way, but so I'll just set something there that's about the same height. I didn't do this the last time, but I needed to. So we're going to try to use this punch as a way to hold that wire straight, simply because while you're holding it, you stick that in there and you decide which side you want to be the top. This is the top, so we're going to crimp it on the bottom. So I'll set that in there just like that, and you see the importance of having that there. And then we'll take and put this punch right in the center. There we go. So now, that one fumbled with me for a little bit. That was kind of messed up. Made an ass out of me. Well, got it a little too tight. That sucks. Get in behind it there and lift it up out of there. But there you got a nice solid end on it. So now you got a new end on it. So now let's take it over to the saw or the sander and clean it up. And there we have some good ends on both ends. That one got a little close to the edge, but that'll work. I hope you guys learned something from this, and you can even go a step further and solder them in. You wouldn't even have to do the crimping. You can solder these in just the same. But I like them crimped because that gives me a little bit more confidence that it'll be tight. Make sure you twist them tight before you put them in there, because if you leave them loose, you stand a chance of it loosening up. When they're twisted, it's like squeezing a harder surface. So anyway, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. You guys have a good one. Later.